Richard, thank you for joining us. I'll have to cut that short, cutting live to BC for the update on last night's harrowing rescue of 3 miners. Let's take a listen.
Being reunited with their families early this morning. We are deeply relieved that all 3 individuals are safe and in good health and spirits. They had consistent access to food, water and ventilation whilst they remained in place and refuge chamber underground over the last 2 days. This was a carefully planned and meticulously executed plan, as I shared with you yesterday as well. At 8:30 p.m. last night, following the around-the-clock efforts, our specialized line of site scoop successfully cleared the fallen debris from the access tunnel. With the area stabilized, the emergency response team advanced across the impacted zone using equipment with an engineered falling object protective system. Upon reaching the refuge chamber, the team found Kevin, Darian and Jesse in stable condition. Together with the emergency response team, they returned to surface using the same protected equipment. Their arrival to surface at approximately 10:40 was a moment of relief and resolve for everyone involved. They are immediately supported by medical and wellness teams as we pre-planned. What the response has shown is that safety protocols work. Incredible that Kevin, Darren and Jesse did exactly what they were trained to do, and because of that, they stayed safe for more than 60 hours until we could bring them to surface and home. As also stated yesterday, we'll conduct a comprehensive investigation into the incident, and we'll share the lessons learned with industry so that we can make sure we prevent incidents like this into the future. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to the rescue teams and all those involved. This outcome is the results of tireless collaboration, technical precision, and above all, safety and care. We are proud of the culture of teamwork demonstrated from our team members at both Red Cross and Brucejack. But I certainly want to say my deep grateful for the on-the-ground support from our industry partners. Nutrient Potash Mine Rescue Team, Tyson Mining, Redpath, New Gold, New Afton Mine Rescue Team, the Tunneling Company, and Timberland Equipment. They were all on site and with no hesitation prepared to support. We are also grateful for the support of the Tahltan Nation and the province who continuously were supporting us in this effort. Most especially, we thank Kevin, Darian and Jesse who have held hope and strength through every moment in this incident. We will never forget the courage they've shown or the unity that effort has inspired. So thank you for that. I want to hand over to Dwayne Ross, President of Hi-Tech as well. Thank you.
Hi, Dwayne. Do you want to unmute your microphone and deliver some remarks on behalf of Hi-Tech?
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, just to reiterate what Nan has indicated, yeah, the most important thing here is having Jesse, Darian, and Kevin out safe. It was quite, euphoric evening last night. But truly, from Hi-Tech Drilling, just want to thank absolutely everybody involved. The on-site groups of people working together was tremendous. Just the amount of positivity, focus. Everyone was concise. Communication was great. Everyone truly worked together in this effort with the same goal. And I think we're all very thankful that it's a great positive outcome. Truly, I can't really say too much more than what Nan has indicated, but just really want to thank the people on site. And I know that there was a tremendous amount of support off-site that led to the success of this whole endeavor. So really, it's a positive experience at the end. And everyone should be very thankful and appreciative of everybody's efforts from everybody. So from Hi-Tech, thank you to everybody, and very happy to join the family here back in Smithers shortly. Just share our appreciation for everybody.
Thank you. We'll now open it up to questions. What was the first thing that the the workers said when you made contact?
Well, they said they actually had a good sleep and they could catch up on sleep. So that's what they said in the bay. But you know, that what was just absolutely fantastic, and I want to reemphasize, these three stayed with the protocols, as I stated yesterday. They stayed exactly where they were supposed to. They parked the vehicle that they were in exactly the same place that they should have. So just following those rules just showed what the end result was. Good spirits, healthy, walk on their own to the vehicle, and was just happy to get out. So fantastic.
What does that tell you about their mental health and state of mind then? If they were actually able to sleep, then they must have been feeling okay?
They definitely felt okay, but certainly that's something we want to look after them. You know, immediately as we exited them, we got them into our vehicles, into our ambulances, not because of anything but precaution. Make sure that we had them have a good sleep, meeting with counsellors, etc. So their mental health is certainly at most importance for us. But most important, they're going to be reunited with their families this morning.
Can you describe the number of people on the crew that went through that tunnel to reach them? What did that look like?
So ultimately, and again, I just want to maybe step one step back. This was a design and, you know, a planned operation that we went through several hours during the day. So ultimately, we wanted to make sure that the area is safe where they're going to travel through. And that's why it took a little bit more time. You know, before we actually went through, we wanted to make sure that the area stayed up as we anticipated. So we actually took them through in a vehicle that's called a loader, which is protected with FOPs, fall-on protection. And one by one, we drove them, one person through and the second person through. And that was the people that went out to them 700 meters further. And then we drove them back to a safe place. And again, in that fall-on protection, equipped vehicle, one by one, we brought them back.
Has this mine experienced similar structural issues before? How common or rare is this kind of fall of ground?
So,
Sorry, can you just repeat the question that we just heard for the Zoom audience?
should I? Let me just maybe. Sorry for that. So I'm just going to repeat the question. There was a question, and is the sound better? Okay, there was a question around how did this process actually work. Just again, this was a planned process through several hours. What we wanted to make sure before we actually sent our rescue teams in was after we've cleaned up, inspect the area again with a drone, make sure geologically and geotechnically the area was stable. We then, one person at a time, drove them through in a specialized vehicle, a loader, which got fall-on protection, FOPs. Two persons went through, they walked up to the refuge bay, met the team, put them into a light vehicle, a typical truck or pickup, drove them to proximity, and then got them one by one back into this vehicle that's got protection and drove one by one through that area. That area was 20 meters long, you know, so that was a matter of seconds and they were through. So you got that? Thank you. Sorry, just your question on geotechnical stability. As part of any underground or surface mine, that is something that is certainly being assessed all the time, any operation. That is the thing that we work, you know, to establish. So this mine hasn't got a history of geotechnical instability. As I said yesterday, this is very localized in that area. Saying that, Newmont, we will do an extensive inspection and investigation into this incident, and ultimately we will share the results of this incident so that we can learn from that. But it's not a common thing, and it's not a common thing for this operation.
How common or rare would something like this be? Is this the first incident we've seen industry-wide across the country of its kind in some time?
No, I think fall of ground is a risk for the mining industry. It's an identified risk, and it's even one of our fatality risks in Newmont that we've got controls and measures to do. So you would have seen that in industry, and you would have certainly seen it in other mines. But that's why we've got standards and protocols that we put in place, and investigations like this actually get us to learn better so that we can prevent future.
When are you resuming operations?
So operations on the surface Remember, we've got the open pit mine and we've got the underground project. Those operations continue or are started up because it's really not related. The underground project will not start up until we have completed the full investigation on this incident, and we fully understand that so that we can build those lessons into the future.
Do you have any concerns about these simultaneous operations given the situation that is right now? You've got the exploration work happening at the one site and the ongoing mine. Are there any concerns about those two sites and possible connections?
There is absolutely no concerns. The assessments as we started and got applications on this project is to understand what is the relation. This is industry practice. You normally start with an open pit mine, and if that is obviously viable, you will continue with an underground mine. These are really big distances from each other, and the assessment typically is to see if there's interaction or relation. In this case, nothing.
I understand there was no warning. These were unexpected falls of ground. What immediate changes do you think need to be made to prevent something like this from happening again?
So again, I think our investigation will support us in making the findings to understand what better. But I want to say, from a Newmont perspective, we've got several measures in place. We do the daily inspections. We do monthly inspections. We actually do second line of defense inspections with teams from external to observe and see. This one that caught us by surprise, and we need to go
That's the company Newmont providing an update on the miners rescued in BC, saying the miners are safe and they will be reunited with their families this morning, saying this was a carefully and meticulously planned operation. And approximately at 10:40 p.m. PT, the three miners were brought to the surface, and this was a multi-agency effort in rescuing the miners who were trapped since Tuesday morning.